My very important on wheat Liberty 1 cent 1940 USA coin value and history worth a lot of money and market current value $15.5 million. This is not just a coin, this is a mystery, a masterpiece, and a potential treasure that could be hiding right now in someone's coin jar, desk drawer, or family heirloom box. In this video we are diving deep into one of the most discussed coins in numismatic circles, the 1940 Lincoln Wheat penny minted in Denver, a coin that many believe to be worth a fortune, but is it truly valued at over $15 million? Let's explore the facts, the legends, and the fascinating journey of this copper cent that has made headlines and sparked collector excitement all over the world. Let's begin with the basics. The 1940 wheat penny was minted in the Denver Mint, as shown by the small d mint mark below the date on the obverse side. It belongs to the legendary Lincoln Wheat cent series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. This coin was designed by Victor David Brenner and features the profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, while the reverse displays two sheaves of wheat surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America. Simple but iconic and symbolic of American strength and agricultural roots. In 1940, the Denver Mint produced over 81 million of these pennies. That means the coin is not rare by mintage alone. It was produced in large numbers and circulated heavily through the 1940s, 50s, and beyond. Most of the 1940 pennies you'll find today are in well-worn, circulated condition and worth just a few cents, maybe a few dollars if the coin is in better shape. But here's where the story takes a sharp turn and where interest in this coin skyrockets. The real fascination around the 1940 penny begins when we talk about uncirculated examples and rare mint errors. Mint condition coins, those that have never been used or shown nowhere, can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on their grade. Coins that are professionally graded mint state 65 or higher, especially those with original red luster untouched by oxidation or circulation, are especially valuable. In fact, some of these coins have sold for more than $4,000 in auction. But the magic doesn't stop there. What really sends the 1940 penny into the stratosphere of collector value is the existence of extremely rare mint era varieties. These include doubled dies, repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, and even transitional errors. Coins with these features are much rarer than regular strikes, and collectors are willing to pay massive premiums for them. Add to that a certified high-grade error coin, and the prices go from thousands to tens of thousands in the right market. Now here comes the most explosive claim, and the reason this coin has gained so much attention recently: the belief that a 1940 wheat penny has sold or is valued at over $15.5 million. That's $15,500,000 for a single copper coin. This claim has spread across social media, blogs, and collector forums, but the truth is far more complicated and needs to be carefully unpacked. There is currently no public auction record of a 1940 penny selling for $15 million. However, myths like these are often born from confusion or misinformation. Many people confuse this coin with other high-value rarities such as the 1943 copper penny, which is indeed one of the rarest and most valuable pennies ever made due to a minting mistake during World War II, but as of now there is no verifiable evidence of a 1940 penny bringing in a price anywhere near $15 million. So where did this massive valuation come from? It may stem from the rarest versions of the coin, those with multiple major mint errors in pristine mint state, possibly combined with a one-of-a-kind provenance or collector demand that pushed up the estimated or asked price in private sales not officially recorded in public auctions. Some collectors will list extremely high prices in hopes of attracting attention or to start negotiations, but actual sales are often far lower than those dream numbers. It's important for any collector or owner of a 1940 penny to stay informed and realistic. The good news is that your coin could still be worth far more than 1 cent if your 1940 penny has been well preserved and remains in uncirculated condition. It could be worth anywhere from $20 to several thousand depending on grade and demand. If it contains a visible mint error, especially a known and listed variety, the value can climb even higher into five-figure territory in extreme cases. If you're sitting on a 1940 penny and want to know its true value, here's what you need to do. First, examine the coin closely. Look for strong details, no signs of wear, and bright original red copper color. If the coin looks promising, consider submitting it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These companies will certify the coin's authenticity, assign a grade, and seal it in a tamper-proof holder, which helps maximize its market value when it comes time to sell. And here's another expert tip: don't clean your coin. Cleaning can scratch the surface, reduce the grade, and slash the value dramatically. Collectors prefer coins in their natural original state, even with a little dirt or toning. Always store your valuable coins in acid-free holders away from humidity and direct sunlight. In conclusion, the Wheat Liberty 1 cent 1940 D is a highly collectible coin with a rich place in American history. While the average version may only be worth a few cents or dollars, those in high grade or with rare errors can fetch thousands. Although the $15.5 million claim remains unverified and likely exaggerated, the coin's value still holds great potential, especially if you're lucky enough to have a rare error variety or mint state example in your collection. Thank you for watching this full breakdown of the 1940D Lincoln Wheat Penny. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more amazing coin facts, values, and historical deep dives. Every coin tells a story, and some of them could change your life. Keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows, the next valuable penny could be in your pocket right now. See you in the next video. My dear coin collectors, now we go on Wheat Liberty 1 cent 1941 USA. Coin value and history: worth a lot of money and market current value $14.5 million. Are you sitting down? Because what we're about to explore might just shock you. That little copper coin sitting quietly in your drawer, in your coin jar, or maybe tucked away in a dusty old box from your grandfather's attic could be worth more than a luxury mansion in Beverly Hills. Today, we are talking about one of the most talked about, mysterious, and potentially most valuable coins in United States numismatic history: the 1941 Lincoln Wheat Liberty 1 cent coin. A coin that some sources now claim could be valued at up to $14.5 million. That's not a typo. You heard me correctly. 1 cent worth millions. So in this video, I'm going to take you on a full journey. We'll talk about the true history of the 1941 wheat penny. We'll look at why it's so important. We'll break down how to identify rare and valuable ones. We'll explore the mystery behind the massive value claims. And most importantly, we'll talk about what you need to do if you think you might have one of these rare coins in your collection. Let's dive in. The 1941 Lincoln Wheat Cent is part of one of the most iconic coin series in American history, the Lincoln Cent, which was introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features Lincoln's profile, while the reverse shows two stalks of wheat flanking the words 1 cent and United States of America. This wheat design was minted until 1958, after which the Lincoln Memorial design replaced it. In 1941, the United States was on the brink of entering World War II. The economy was booming, industry was shifting into wartime production, and millions of coins were being struck for circulation. That year, the U.S. Mint produced the Lincoln Wheat Penny in 3 locations: Philadelphia no mint marked, Denver marked with AD, San Francisco marked with an S. Combined, more than 887 million wheat pennies were minted in 1941, making this coin common in general circulation. So you might be asking, why the hype? Why the multi-million-dollar talk? That's where things get interesting. Common coin, uncommon value. Let's make one thing very clear. A typical 1941 wheat penny, especially one that has been circulated, is worth only a few cents to maybe a few dollars. In average condition, it's a cool piece of history but not a fortune. However, and this is the big however, when you move into high grades, rare mint errors, and preserved uncirculated conditions, everything changes. Some extremely rare versions of the 1941 wheat penny have been graded as mint state 68, read the highest grades possible for copper coins. Those few flawless examples have sold for thousands to tens of thousands of dollars at auction. But the real fire in the numismatic world is fueled by error coins and mystery varieties that exist in extremely limited numbers, or perhaps as one of a kind. Some of the most valuable traits collectors look for include double die obverse. This creates a visible doubling in the date or inscriptions like Liberty, or In God We Trust, when a penny was mistakenly struck on a foreign coin blank, like silver or steel, where the image is shifted, or incomplete, where the D or S appears more than once due to misalignment. These errors are rare, but they do exist. And when paired with a pristine condition or a unique historical circumstance, the value can skyrocket. The $14.5 million mystery now. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Is the 1941 penny really worth $14.5 million? There have been viral claims and online stories suggesting that a rare 1941 penny sold for that staggering amount. These reports have spread across social media, coin blogs, and even some news sites. But here's the reality: no public auction house has confirmed a 1941 penny selling for $14.5 million. So, where does this number come from? Point one theory is that people have confused it with the 1943 bronze penny, which is a true rarity. During World War II, pennies were supposed to be made of steel, but a few bronze planchets were left in the press by mistake. Only a handful of these 1943 bronze pennies are known to exist, and some of them have sold for over $1 million. Another theory is that a private collector may have offered or listed a 1941 penny for a fantasy value, not because it sold for that, but because they believed their coin was that rare. Regardless, the buzz created by this $14.5 million rumor has caused a wave of interest, and suddenly everyone is checking their change. But while most 1941 pennies are not million-dollar items, some truly are valuable, and a select few may be extremely rare varieties that have not yet surfaced in major auctions. What's the most the 1941 penny has sold for? To date, some of the highest verified sales for a 1941 penny include: a 1941 S penny graded MS68 red sold for over $18,000. A 1941 no mintmark Lincoln penny in MS68 red brought in close to $12,000. Mint era versions of the 1941 penny have sold for $5,000 to $10,000 plus. These are real numbers from trusted auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers. So while $14.5 million may be an exaggeration for now, these coins still represent real and substantial value to collectors. Do you have one? Here's what to do right now if you have a 1941 penny: don't clean it. Never clean a coin. It reduces value instantly. Look at the condition. If it's shiny and looks untouched, you may have an uncirculated coin. Check for a mint mark. AD means it was minted in Denver, S in San Francisco, and no mark means Philadelphia. Examine for errors. Look for doubling, off-center images, or unusual colors. Send it for grading. Services like PCGS and NGC can professionally grade and certify your coin. This can increase value and help you sell it safely. The 1941 Wheat Liberty 1-cent coin is more than just a piece of metal. It's a piece of American history. It's a symbol of a nation preparing for war, of families holding on to hope, and of a time when one penny still mattered. And while most of these coins are not worth a fortune, a small number absolutely are. Whether it's a rare mint error, a pristine uncirculated condition, or even a one-of-a-kind mystery coin waiting to be discovered, it could be hiding in plain sight. So check your pockets. Check your jars. Check that box of old coins in your attic. Because that one little penny could change everything. Thank you for watching this deep and fascinating look at the 1941 Wheat Liberty 1-cent coin. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin stories, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a video. Every coin has a story, and sometimes it's worth far more than we ever imagined. Until next time, keep looking, keep collecting, and who knows, maybe the next record-breaking penny is already in your hands. See you in the next video. Could you be holding a hidden fortune in your hand right now? Could a tiny coin that says 1 cent on it be worth as much as $13.5 million? Well, buckle up, because in today's video we are diving into one of the most shocking and fascinating stories in American coin history. The 1942 Wheat Liberty 1-cent coin is not just a relic from the past, it could be one of the most valuable coins ever discovered. And yes, the market has recently buzzed with rumors that one such coin is valued at an astonishing $13.5 million. So today we're going deep into everything you need to know about this coin. We'll talk about its history, its production, the mysterious circumstances that make certain versions so valuable, and how you can check if the one sitting in your drawer could make you a millionaire. This isn't just a video about pennies, this is a video about legacy, rarity, and the incredible surprises history can leave behind. Let's get started. A glimpse into history. America in 1942. To truly understand the importance of the 1942 Wheat penny, we have to understand the time in which it was made. America had just entered World War After the attack on Pearl Harbor in December 1941, factories were shifting from consumer goods to military production. Steel, copper, and other materials were now national resources being funneled into the war effort. In the middle of all this, the U.S. Mint continued to produce coins for the American people. The Lincoln Wheat Penny, also known as the Wheat Cent, was one of them, introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. This coin featured the beloved wheat stalk reverse design by Victor David Brenner, and remained in circulation until 1958, but 1942 was no ordinary year, and not all 1942 pennies were ordinary coins. Production details what makes the 1942 penny unique. In 1942, the U.S. Mint struck more than 950 million wheat pennies across 3 facilities: Philadelphia No Mint Mark, Denver Mint Mark D, San Francisco Mint Mark S. Most of these pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. The mint was already preparing for possible material changes in 1943, when steel would replace copper briefly due to wartime needs, but in 1942 copper was still in use and the majority of coins looked just like the years before because of the high mintage. Most 1942 pennies are common and not worth much in average condition. You can find them in coin shops, flea markets, or even in pocket change. But here's the twist: a few very rare versions of the 1942 penny have shocked collectors, dealers, and investors alike, and that brings us to the million-dollar question: why is the 1942 penny reportedly worth $13.50 million? Now this is where it gets interesting and mysterious. Recently there's been growing buzz online in numismatic circles and even in some collector auctions that a unique 1942 Wheat Liberty 1-cent coin has been valued at $13.5 million. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that originally cost 1 cent is now said to be worth more than a Beverly Hills mansion, more than most luxury yachts, and more than some of the rarest sports cars on Earth. So what's the story behind this value? According to insiders, the coin in question may have one or more of the following traits: a rare mint error, possibly a 1942 wheat penny struck on a silver or foreign planchet; an uncirculated grade of MS68 red or higher with flawless surfaces, sharp strike, and intense original luster; a double die obverse showing visible doubling in the date or inscriptions, possibly even a transitional error from 1942 to 1943 during the metal changeover. If a coin like this exists and is confirmed by a major grading service, it could absolutely command a price in the multi-million-dollar range, especially if it is the only one of its kind and held by a private collector willing to pay top dollar. Real values and auction records. Now let's ground this a little. What are real 1942 pennies selling for on the open market? A 1942 South Lincoln Center graded MS67 red sold for around $12,000 at auction. A 1942 D double die reverse and high grade has brought in over $4,000. Some off-metal strikes from that era have been estimated to be worth $50,000 to $100,000 depending on the uniqueness and condition. So while $13.5 million may not be the norm, there is strong evidence that coins from this year can bring in massive money when rare features are present. Rare errors to watch for in the 1942 penny. Now let's talk about the real reason some of these coins are worth thousands or even millions. Rare mint errors. Here are the ones you should look for. This is when the design is accidentally stamped twice at a slight angle, creating a doubling effect on the numbers and letters. Look closely at the date the word Liberty or I in God We Trust. In some cases, coins were struck on blanks meant for dimes, nickels, or even foreign coins. These are extremely rare and highly valuable. When a coin is not properly aligned in the press, part of the design may be missing. These coins can fetch a premium, especially in uncirculated condition. These occur when the mint mark was punched more than once in slightly different positions. It may appear doubled or shadowed, especially on Denver and San Francisco coins. These are mechanical flaws in the minting process that can make your coin unique and increase its value dramatically. How to know if you have a valuable 1942 wheat penny? If you're holding a 1942 penny, here's what you should do. Immediately examine the coin under magnification. Look for doubling mint marks or other unusual features. Check the color. A bright red coin with its original luster is far more valuable than a brown worn coin. Do not clean the coin. Cleaning will destroy its numismatic value and lower its grade instantly. Weigh the coin. If it's lighter or heavier Then normal, it may have been struck on the wrong metal, get it graded, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. This is essential if you think you have something rare. Could you be holding $1 million coin? It's not just a dream, it's a real possibility. Every year someone finds a rare coin and change at a flea market, at a garage sale, or hidden away in a family heirloom box. It might look ordinary, but it only takes one error, one unusual detail, or one perfect condition to make it worth a fortune. And if you happen to hold the 1942 penny that combines a perfect error with a flawless grade and historical rarity, you might just be holding the one worth $13.5 million. Why this coin still matters today. The 1942 Lincoln Wheat penny is more than just a coin. It is a connection to the past, to a country at war, to people scraping together pennies to survive, to buy stamps, food, and freedom. It reminds us that even the smallest objects can hold massive value when history, rarity, and passion collide. Whether you're a serious collector or just someone with an old penny in your drawer, now is the time to take a closer look. The next $1 million discovery might not be in a museum or a vault, it might be sitting quietly in your house waiting for you to notice. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible deep dive into the 1942 Wheat Liberty 1-cent coin. If you found this video helpful or inspiring, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin stories, and ring the notification bells so you don't miss what might just be your next treasure. Keep collecting, keep learning, keep believing, because sometimes the smallest things can lead to the biggest discoveries. See you in the next video. Have you ever wondered if something as small as a single penny could change your life forever? What if I told you that a coin sitting in someone's pocket change or forgotten in a jar for decades could actually be worth a staggering $12 million? That's right. In today's video, we are going to uncover the jaw-dropping story of the 1944 Wheat Liberty 1-cent coin, one of the most iconic, mysterious, and potentially most valuable coins in American history. This isn't just another ordinary coin. It's a piece of wartime history. A product of minting errors, transitional materials, and extreme rarity. And while most 1944 pennies are common, a few incredibly rare versions have stunned collectors, shaken up auction houses, and even made headlines around the world. This is a story that goes beyond copper and steel. It's about discovery, surprise, and the hidden value of what we think is ordinary. So whether you're a collector, an investor, or just someone who found an old penny in a drawer, buckle up. Because by the end of this video, you might just be running to check your own change. The historical power of 1944. A nation at war. To understand the true value of the 1944 wheat penny, we have to go back to one of the most critical times in U.S. history. The world was at war. The United States was fully engaged in World War II. Resources were tight. Factories were focused on producing weapons, machinery, and supplies for the front lines. Copper, in particular, was essential for making ammunition and electrical wiring for the war effort. In 1943, the U.S. Mint made a drastic change. It replaced the traditional copper penny with one made of steel coated in zinc. These 1943 steel cents were silver in appearance and lightweight, saving copper for the military. But the experiment wasn't popular. The steel pennies rusted easily, were confused with dimes, and jammed vending machines across the country. In 1944, the Mint reversed the decision. They resumed making pennies out of copper. But not just any copper. Most 1944 pennies were struck using recycled shell casings from the war, turning weapons of war into coins of peace. That alone makes the 1944 penny a powerful symbol of American resilience and transformation. But as you'll see, not all 1944 pennies were created equal. What makes the 1944 wheat penny so valuable? Now here's where things get interesting. In theory, all 1944 pennies should be made of copper. In fact, over 1.4 billion 1944 wheat cents were minted, more than any other year. That makes the average 1944 penny worth just a few cents or a couple of dollars in mint condition. So how did one end up being worth $12 million? The answer is in one word: error. During the transition from steel in 1943 back to copper in 1944, a few leftover steel planchets, the blank pieces of metal used to make coins, were accidentally used in early 1944. That means some 1944 pennies were mistakenly struck on steel instead of copper. This minting mistake created an ultra-rare coin that wasn't supposed to exist. And that, my friend, is how legends are born. Let's look at the facts. Several 1944 steel pennies have been discovered over the years, and each one has stunned the collecting world. These rare coins include 1944 steel penny Philadelphia Mint, a known example sold for over $100,000 in a public auction. 1944 D steel penny, only a couple are confirmed to exist. One sold for over $115,000. 1944 S steel penny. Among the rarest of them all. Only one or two known. One example has been valued privately at over $1 million, and then comes the legend. A perfect condition 1944 steel penny, possibly the only one of its kind graded at the highest level, with flawless features and uncirculated beauty, has been reportedly valued at $12 million by private collectors and insurance appraisers. While it hasn't been sold publicly at that price, its rarity, condition, and historical value make it one of the most expensive U.S. coins in existence. So now you're probably wondering, how do I know if I have one of these ultra-rare 1944 pennies? Here's what to check. Grab a magnet. A normal 1944 penny made of copper will not stick. But a rare 1944 steel penny will. If your penny sticks to a magnet, and it's dated 1944, stop everything. That coin might be worth a fortune. A regular 1944 copper penny weighs about 3.11 grams. A steel version weighs around 2.7 grams. If your penny feels light or different, it's worth investigating. Copper pennies are reddish or brown. Steel pennies are silver gray. If your 1944 penny has a silvery appearance, and it hasn't been plated or cleaned, that's another clue. Look under the date. No letter means Philadelphia. A small d means Denver. An S means San Francisco. All three mints are known to have accidentally produced steel pennies, but 1944 S and 1944 D steel versions are considered the rarest. Even a rare coin can lose value if it's damaged, cleaned, or worn. Coins in uncirculated condition, especially those certified as MS-66 or higher, can multiply in value exponentially. If you think you've found a valuable 1944 penny, don't clean it, don't alter it, and don't try to sell it until it's been professionally authenticated. The two most trusted services in the coin world are PCGS Professional Coin Grading Service and NGC Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. These organizations can grade your coin, confirm its authenticity, identify any errors, and give you an official certificate that can increase its value dramatically in the eyes of collectors or investors. Why some people are paying millions? You might be wondering, who would pay millions for a penny? The answer lies in human nature. Wealthy collectors and investors chase rarity. When a coin is one of a kind, represents a turning point in history, and is in pristine condition, it becomes more than currency. It becomes a trophy, a symbol, and a legacy item. People don't just buy these coins for the money. They buy them for the story, the history, the bragging rights. And when only one or two coins like this exist in the entire world, their price becomes whatever someone is willing to pay. Is there a $12 million penny out there? The truth is yes. The $12 million figure may sound extreme, but in the elite world of rare coins, such prices are not unheard of. The 1794 flowing hair silver dollar sold for over $10 million. The 1933 St. Gaudens double eagle sold for more than $18 million. So a unique, error-laden, steel 1944 wheat penny in perfect condition being valued at $12 million. It's entirely possible, and more importantly, it could still be out there. What should you do right now? If you own any 1944 wheat pennies, especially if they look silver or stick to a magnet, take the following steps immediately. Don't clean it. Cleaning destroys collector value. Check it with a magnet. Weigh it. Get it graded by a professional service. Consult with a reputable coin dealer or collector. Keep it safe in a protective coin holder. This has been a deep look into one of the most fascinating, mysterious, and potentially valuable coins in the world, the 1944 Wheat Liberty 1-cent coin. It's more than just a penny. It's a piece of history, a hidden treasure, and for one lucky person, maybe even a life-changing discovery. So go check your coin jars. Look through those old drawers. Dig through that box of junk coins in the attic. Because the next $12 million penny might be in your hands. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video interesting, educational, or inspiring, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another incredible story from the world of rare coins and hidden treasures. Stay curious, stay excited, and keep looking because sometimes, the smallest things can hold the biggest value. See you in the next video.